Alright, the sparker bracket. This is the first time that we will have a countersunk hole. Countersunk hole was tapered at the top of the hole. The head of a nut or bolt will recess in there. The countersink, the smaller diameter is always the drill diameter. The larger diameter is the countersink diameter, and this one happens to be 82 degrees. This does vary based on the manufacturing part, or the manufacturing of a part and what it's used for. Typically in metal parts, which this one is representing, 82 is common. You may see other numbers like 100 degrees, but this one's 82. The construction is not difficult for this part. In the top view, it's two concentric circles. It is making the hidden line representation in the front and right side view. Creating the angle, now that we have our snap set. Having the snap set to 15-degree increments helps with 75 and 30, but it doesn't help here. We really want to create two 41-degree angles, so when they total up, it equals 82 degrees. So there'll be a little bit of math involved here. 90 minus 41 is 49, and 90 plus 41 is 131. Those two combined will give us an overall countersink angle of 82 degrees. So let's take a look at this one. I have an overall length of 100. This base material is 25 millimeters thick. Back over at 100. And I do have that groove that goes through that's 12. So I'm going to plan ahead here. I'm going to come up 12, draw my line straight across, and then this can continue up. The overall height is 64. 64, I'm going to come over 20. Here's where that 30-degree angle is going to help, or that angle snap. I'm going to drop a line straight down. So other than some fillets and then our hidden lines for the countersink, our front view's done. I'll go set up for 45-degree angle projection a while, and keeping our 40 millimeter spacing in between that we've been using for these metric parts as of now. An overall width of 64. I'm going to try to hit a couple more dimensions and projections here in the top view. This top edge comes across, and we have that 30-degree angle that's going to happen. We do have a rib here, and this rib is 10 millimeters wide. I know where to start and end because I projected it. So 5 millimeters is going to come all the way back. Now 10 millimeters and all the way over. So now I've created the rib. Take my overlapping lines off. And I can set up for the countersink here in the top view. Our distance left to right is 38 millimeters, and our distance in is 18. We've used this rectangular construction to find the center before. Inner diameter 7, outer diameter 12. I'm going to mirror some features here momentarily, so I'm just going to make a line that I want to mirror about. On to the right side view. 40 millimeter spacing, or I can project this. I do have a 75-degree angle line, and I can snap to that, and it's going to come across the top. I do have this overall width of 64 and up 25. I'm not going to carry too much more information here. I'm going to mirror again, and I will probably mirror a little bit later. 12 millimeters up, and then 10 millimeters in. There's this little cut here in the corner. as I create the countersink, I'm going to not only copy it, but on this side I'm going to mirror it. And I'm going to mirror the top as well, this 75-degree angle line, although it's not terribly difficult to draw a 75-degree angle. I'm going to mirror all this at once. All right. So this does give me some information. I do have this object line that will be across the top, and I also have a hidden line that runs inside, and these are close together. So make sure that you are keeping them perpendicular or parallel. But this will be a hidden line. Again, I'm going to mirror, so I'm just keeping that in mind. Before I go to project this. So here in the top view, I'm ready to mirror. I'm going to take all of this information and I'm going to mirror it about this line. I'm going to keep it. So I'm done mirroring. Top view, other than fillets at this point, is now complete. So I want to create this countersunk feature. I have an outside diameter that I am projecting. I have an inside diameter that I am projecting. And this one goes all the way through. And I have the center line, or what will become the center line. So I would make this a little longer than needed, so I have something to snap to and move to. I would find a point that you can reference, so like this midpoint wouldn't be a bad option. So as I'm going vertical, my angle is 90 degrees. I want a total of 41. So I don't want to hit the snap, but as I tab in, I have to remember that I'm referencing 90 degrees. So I need to subtract 41 on this side. So I'm going to type in an angle of 49 degrees. And I went out past, I wouldn't say on purpose, but I did on purpose. Now I can bring this back until this intersects. I could mirror this, but I'm going to play along here. So now I want to go to this left side of this 90-degree line. So I have to add 41. So 90 plus 41 is an angle, or I want an angle of 131. I'm just going to stretch this one out a little bit. And before I go any further, because that definitely did not snap. So close to the 45. I'm going to tab in to get 131. Now I can drag it back. A couple ways to check yourself. Do these two align with each other? Mine do. Another thing I want to check is I want to make sure that this angle is 82 degrees. And it is. I can now take these and I can move them until they intersect here at the top. I can either stretch or trim. I'm going to opt to trim and trim these off. So now I know where that bore line goes, and I will have a shoulder. All right. So my projection is complete. I'm going to take all these off. This will be a center line, so I'm going to extend it past the edge of the object. And now I'm going to change my line types. These 5 lines are going to be hidden. This is my center line. I definitely don't want to do this work again. Well, I don't. I'm going to project over and down. I'm referencing the center. So I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to copy it. So I do not have to create that again, because I definitely don't want to. I do have this rib. So before I mirror, I'm going to put this rib in. And now I am ready to mirror on this right side view. Mirror all of this. I'm going to mirror the rib and the top. And I want to mirror it about the center. I forgot a line. Let's do this one too. The 75-degree angle. And the line at the top. And this. Didn't mirror that either. I want to mirror these as well. Only when I'm demonstrating do I make mistakes like that. Okay. So now all I have left are fillets and center marks. Well, center marks are easy. Let's do them. Outside diameter to reference. Fillets. You have casting fillets and rounds that are a radius of 3. So I'm going to set up to run some fillets that are a radius of 3, and I have quite a few of them. There's that stretch feature or problem. Alright, so I got the fillets on the top, fillets on the front. Let's try a fillet. So I've rounded that top section off. This line does protrude, so I get back or trim it off, either way. As adding your fillets, we have noticed that the line sucks back, fill them back out. Fillets, fillets. I have more fillets. We'll fix that corner here in a second. I'm just going to put all the fillets in. Stretch problem. And another fillet that I will have to stretch again. Alright, so this material does continue straight up, but I now have a fillet on this corner, and you can see that transition right here. So we still need another fillet. It's arced, it is curved. And I'm going to do the same on this side. We'll put this other fillet in. Okay. So that should take care of the multi-view drawing for the sparker bracket.